Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Starting the year off the same way with low quality videos, real, natural, and authentic right from the phone while I'm driving. Y'all got to forgive me, but today I had a recruiting trip for my travel basketball team. Got a pretty good player, 6'3", could play a lot of positions. So had to take him and his dad and his brother out to eat, and then had to meet up with one of my other players to drop off some gear and stuff. So I'm out here doing that and now headed back to the house. But wanted to pop in and talk to you just so I could make use of my time, because I also want to start the year off the right way by filming videos. Because if it's up to me, I have a video go up every day, because it's so much toxicity in the world and so much negativity in the world that I need to put positivity and good content so that it can balance it out and you have something good and healthy to watch if you want to. So I'm gonna just be talking to you, so relax, kick back. You could go to sleep with this, or you can listen to it while you're driving or working or whatever. Just be putting a little something in your ear while get this year started, you know. And especially if you didn't have $25 to sign up for the motivational course, the This Is My Year 2025. That's 31 videos that I'm sharing, but they're live videos. Not live, but they're real videos. Like, I'm shooting them real time. They're not canned messages, so I'm shooting them from my environment. I was shooting them canned, but I just believe in being sensitive to the spirit and having a real word that's relevant, because I could feel something different in my spirit every day, if I'm honest. So I wanted to do it differently, but instead of trying to have a live call or something like that, I just doing those videos. So if you in that course, expect those videos to be different locations and different scenes and stuff like that. And it's very real, and that's why I only charge $25 instead of $2,500 like Myron Golden would have charged you, just so that you can't really have no complaints. If you get the video, if you listen to the message and you do the prompt, it's gonna change your 2025 for the better. You're gonna have an absolutely amazing year if you do the work. If you just bought it just to feel smart and just to pretend like you investing in yourself, but you're not actually gonna do the work, then it's gonna do nothing for you. And so understand that this is a year of doing the work. This is a year of doing the work. This is a year. And listen, I don't really share, contrary to popular belief, I don't really share my business and like everything that I do. I really don't share most of what I do. But I want you to understand that when you see me shooting these videos, I'm shooting this video at a time that I could be depressed, at a time that I could be choosing to be upset about something, depressed about something. I could be crashing out. Like, I could be doing a lot of other stuff. And a lot of times I'm shooting these videos when it's inconvenient, shooting these videos when I don't feel like it, when I don't want to, when I don't have not a lot to say, and when it's inconvenient, but I'm shooting them. And I want you to get a lesson from that, because this is not me, but it's God working through me. And the lesson from that, and this is a little bonus for you if you're in the course, if you're in the online course, this is a little bonus for you. And I did not change the price yet. I just have not been on my computer today. So if you may see this video and it's still $25 and you got time to sign up on TonyGaslinAcademy.com. God bless you. Keep your head up. And so, but I want you to get the lesson from it of this, the year of going when you don't feel like going. This the year of doing when you don't feel like doing. This is the year of being great. 2025, I just love the ring to it. 25, like that 25, that's a quarter of a century. At 25, like that's 25 years. That's when the brain is developed fully. That's when we really start becoming an adult, a real adult at 25. Like a lot happened. Like 25 is a powerful number. And I just like the sound of that 2025. So this is the year that you do what you know you need to do, but what you may not feel like doing, what you may not want to do. This the year. This the year of the grind. This the year that you start to go to that next level. Okay, change the restaurant. This that year. Because it's some stuff that you scared of. You scared of some things that you know you need to do. Like me starting this travel team, I am scared. And I got the number 2 freshman in the country. This year, this young man, let me tell you this story. Because I'm going to have the donation link in the description box. Every video, I'm going to have the donation link because I'm scared. But I got to do it scared. And when I say I'm scared, I don't really mean that like literally in the sense of like I'm doing it. So, obviously I'm not too scared. But what I'm saying is it's a lot that I could be scared about. I got the number 2 player in the country. Some of y'all have already donated to the foundation. This is a program that's being funded through my foundation, helping young men build their personal brand, identify their dreams, their goals, and supporting them in school, supporting them in sport, supporting them outside of school, outside of sport, supporting their family, helping them build an infrastructure. So what I'm trying to create is more young men. And I don't mean this to sound vain, but what I mean by like myself, I mean creating young men, helping young men who can work for themselves if they want to. They could be self-sustained, but they're going to have character. They're going to have integrity. They're not going to have to do IRS tax return fraud. They're not going to have to do credit card fraud. They're not going to have to do credit fraud. They're not going to have to scam. They're not going to have to charge ridiculous, irresponsible prices for Googleable advice. They're not going to have to cheat, lie, trick, scam, none of that. These young men, they gonna be sharp. They gonna know they way around the world. So what we doing is, and I need your help. And if you help us, when they get to the NBA, if they playing in your city, when I finalize the team, I'm gonna post the whole team. I want you to write down their names, remember their name. When they go to, if we have any of them go to the NBA, any of them go Division I basketball, I'm gonna tell you where they going if they stay with me the next 3 summers. But what our goal is to get on the Nike circuit or the Adidas circuit after their sophomore year. This next summer is after their freshman year. And then I'm gonna add other age groups. But what we're going to do in the summer, we're going to do a summer of champions, to where every week we're going to be in an Airbnb and we are going to be working. Now we're going to train, but we're going to eat right, sleep right, live right. We're going to train. We're going to learn. They're going to start their LLC. They're going to start a non-profit organization. They're going to design a logo. They're going to design a website. So the reason why I'm raising money, because I want to get all of them a laptop. I'm going to get all of them a website. We're gonna get all of them a LLC. We're gonna get all of them a non-profit. We're gonna get all of them. They all gonna be with a CPA and like a bookkeeper, or a CPA, tax specialist. They're gonna get financial literacy training, health and wellness training, hygiene training, every aspect of manhood. They're gonna see my family. They're gonna see that I'm faithful to my wife, that I'm devoted to my sons. They're gonna learn how to be a husband. They're gonna learn how to be a father. They're gonna learn how to be a God-made millionaire. Everything that God has made me, that He has brought me from being a drug dealer. God brought me from being a criminal, a thief. He brought me from being a liar, a deceiver, a manipulator, an abusive lover, a toxic, controlling womanizer. God brought me a long ways. A lot of people don't believe my story when I tell it. When I tell my oldest son, my 17-year-old, my story, he think I'm lying to him. I never told my whole story because it's just too many haters on here, and there's people who try to use stuff and they'll add to it and lie and twist it and all that. So I ain't told a whole story. But, and so 10% to 20% of all my income this year is going to this program with these boys. And so outside of, what I already give, because I already give 10 to 30% every year. And so if you want to help us, click the link in the description. You'll see the link. That website, they don't charge me for your donation. They don't take a portion of it. So they're going to ask you to add to it to help them. You could change it to zero, or you could change the amount you want to donate to the company, give to the company, so that they keep their services free. And that's a good site to use if you have a nonprofit, because you could create a form, put it in your videos. So see how I'm helping you too? It ain't just about me. I want us all to eat. I want us all to win. I want us all to grow. I want us all to learn. I want us all to serve. I want everybody to have a LLC. I want everybody to have a nonprofit. I want everybody to have what they need, because I'm still learning. So see, I'm gonna be bringing in the people to teach the boys stuff I don't even know. I'm gonna be learning with these young men. But guess what? They're gonna have 40-year-old knowledge at 15 years old, 16 years old. We're gonna have an online academy. I have to film that as well this month. The online academy, they're gonna be able to go through these videos, watch these videos. I may open that up to y'all sons, to those of y'all who have sons 10 years old and up. I may open it up to you. If you a donor, then your son will get it for free. If you're not a donor, then there'll be a little price for you for each course, maybe $25 or something, and that's to raise money for the program. So outsiders, it may be as much as $97. I don't know, because $25 might be too cheap, and then there'll be other clubs, other basketball clubs trying to steal the stuff. And instead of giving credit of where they got the intellectual property, they might just copy it word for word and steal it. So I'm gonna have an intro video like, hey, I'm okay with you using this, but credit the source. This is intellectual property. This is a proprietary process. So this is not public domain use. So if you use these teachings and these lessons, credit the source, and so that you're not infringing on the copyright. I'm gonna have that in there. And just let them know I'm okay. I want every club in America to take it, to go on the online academy, tgeliteacademy.com. I haven't built it yet, so stay tuned. But I say that to say, I'm telling you about this program because this young man, he was on a team that's going to be on the Nike circuit this year. But his mom wants him she wants him to be well-rounded. She understands that he's good enough at basketball that Nike is still going to watch him. They still going to know who he is. They still will give him a shoe deal when it's time. She understands that, but what she wants her son to have, she wants her son to have positive male mentors in his life. She wants her son to have business knowledge, financial literacy, emotional intelligence, time management skills, life skills. She wants her son to be well-rounded. She wants her son to be bigger than the game and to be able to last longer than this game. So although he's the number 2 player in the country, she sees what I'm building and what I'm doing for these young men, and eventually we're going to have girls teams real soon as well. And that's what she wants. She has 3 daughters as well, so we're going to start girls teams too. But you know, I owe them the world, because to bring the number 2 player to a first-year team, and that shows you the favor of God. And what I mean by the favor of God, I don't mean the favor on me. I mean God's favor when you are obedient to the purpose that he has placed in your life. Because I've been running from this. I've been supposed to be serious about this nonprofit. I started my first nonprofit, my 501c3, in 2008. This is my 3rd 501c3. I've been running from this. I've been so focused on working for profit, meaning doing Tony Gasson's Academy, doing this and that, doing all this other stuff, that I haven't been focused on the give back, the non-profit. And the Lord convicted me. He said, you can't go another year running from your calling. He said, don't worry about your for-profit courses. Don't worry about all of that right there. Worry about what I call you to. Worry about what I done put in you. Worry about that. That's what the Lord told me. He said, worry about your purpose and I will provide. So to those of you who have already donated, I want to give you a heartfelt thank you. And when you do something like that right there, you can get now by anything from me. When you show me that you rock with me, that you on my team, if I got something you need, you can have it. Tony, I need this course. Tony, I need this book. Listen, I tell people all the time, if you do for me, I'm automatically gonna do for you, because that's just how I'm wired. I can't just receive without giving. So if you need something from me and you done been a blessing already to my organization, and this is tax deductible as well. This tax deductible. So I want you to think about us. If your pastor go to stealing money, or he cheat on his wife, and then you need somewhere else that you want to sow, think about us. And we're gonna have the YouTube channel. You're gonna meet these young men. You're gonna see these young men. You're gonna hear their story. You're gonna meet their circle, their family, their friends. You're gonna see their day in the life. You're gonna see that they young men. They still growing. They got to learn, you know, not to curse. They got to learn emotional intelligence. You're gonna see the speakers I fly in. So your donation, it's gonna be flying in speakers from around the country, eventually around the world. Setting up Zooms for the ones who can't come in. You're gonna see their businesses and their brands. You're gonna see their t-shirt line, or their gummy line, or their skincare line, whatever business they want to start. We sponsoring them. We are sponsoring them. And I know you want your son to be a part of the program, but I gotta start at home. And then once I get the full blueprint and I got the full situation, then I'll be able to train mentors, train and certify mentors. And the mentors I train and certify, I'm gonna put the fear of God in them to let them know that I love the Lord. But if you do wrong by one of these kids, you'd be better trying to move to Mars. Cause I might be done stepped outside of my calling and put you 6 feet under. You better be ready to die. If you met and I might not be joking. The Lord gonna have to call me. He gonna have to talk me down if you do wrong by one of these kids. And so I'm gonna put that fear in these mentors to let them know this ain't a game. This ain't for your ego. We're not playing. This ain't about you. This about these kids. We finna change the world. Because guess what? You watching my video right now, to God be the glory, And this video may get thousands of views. Imagine if we got one day. Imagine if 10 years from now, we got 100 other men who doing the same thing, same type of thing I'm doing, the same type of work that I'm doing. Imagine if that happened. Imagine if we had that. Imagine if we have hundreds and then eventually thousands of men living righteously and giving back. That's the goal of this. To build leaders, to build servants, to build men who gonna live right and do right. I want to impact these young men's life so that they don't have to look up to a rapper. So that they could look at me and say, you know what? I could be a millionaire and be positive. I could be a millionaire. I could give back. I could be a leader and be a servant and please God and not curse. They gonna see me speak truth to power without cursing. They gonna see me build business. They gonna see the men around me living right and doing the right thing. They finna see righteousness up close and personal. They gonna see what they've never seen before. Because I know how I live my life, and I know how the men around me have to live their life to be around me. So they gonna see examples that they've never seen before, and they're gonna see what's possible. And then they're gonna see that this life is not lame. This life is not boring. When they see my cars and my watches and my clothes, and that I got everything that their favorite rappers and their favorite athletes got, but I'm living my life 100% faithful to my wife. I do not say a single curse word. They will never see me drunk. They will never see me high. They will never see me living outside of the will of God. Not in public, not in private. And I want them to understand that righteousness is available to us all, and is possible, and is real. And that's why I need your help and your support. That's why I need your help and your support with this mission. And if I forgot to put the link in the description, send me an email. Send me an email. It's going to say Tony Gaskins Family Foundation Incorporated. And I'm going to take you around the world with us, around the country with us. Eventually we'll raise enough money to go outside the country, get everybody a passport, and go outside the country on an exposure trip. I'm going to take all the boys and one parent. I want to go to Ghana, South Africa, Nairobi. I want them to see the motherland. And if you are one of my supporters in Africa and could help me facilitate that, you're a good travel agent, or you work at a hotel in Africa and could get us some free rooms or some discounted steeply, you work for the airline, could get us some dirt cheap flights, reach out to me. And the reason what I'm saying is you don't have to make a financial donation to this program. If you got a resource, you might work at Dell or work at Apple. Your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter could help us get some discounted laptops. I need you. I need you. If you got a company and your company does sponsorships of programs nationwide, or your company in Florida, I need you. I need you. I have to speak up, speak loudly, speak boldly, because, like, for example, I know a gentleman right now, he got an organization like this. He's running an organization like this. But guess what? Last year, he went through a divorce. Y'all got to forgive me licking my lips like that. I got the heat on, lips went to get dry. Y'all probably looking at me like Fat Albert on here. You know, Albert, the cartoon we used to watch. I was like, Tony, why you leave your lip like that, boy? And giving that bubble gum, chomping in my mouth. The gentleman, God bless his soul, he went through a divorce. You know why he went through a divorce? Because of the work that he doing. He brought a group of young men, and they do exposure trips, and they got to raise funds too. He brought that group of young men to me. Brought them to me. I had a great talk with them. We had a great buffet meal at the Jamaican restaurant. Then I had a great talk with them. Then they was on the toilet because that Jamaican food tore them out the frame. It was a little too rich for their stomach. They was on that toilet, but they got that message. The brother reached out to me later and he said, Tony, just wanted to let you know me and my wife going through a divorce. Now, the brother might be watching this video right now, so that's why I'm, watching my words. But do you know what though? While he was going through the divorce, he never reached out to me. He never reached out to me. You see the work that a lot of these pastors are doing, that they got a good word. Their word has, God has used them. They've been a blessing to a lot of people, and they went through a divorce. The devil trying to get me to go through a divorce. He want me to go through a divorce so bad because that's how he get us. He attack us when we start doing the work of the Lord. And listen, that's why I'll say, hey, pray for me, but I don't really be meaning pray for me because I don't know how you live your life. So I don't trust anybody's prayers to be any better than my prayers. Because I know God, and I know that I don't have to go through another human to get to God. And that's a mistake that people make, is people worship humans and they say, oh, Tony, can you pray for me? And I said, no, because you don't know what I do in my bathroom when I'm by myself. Now, I know that I do the right thing, but you don't know that. So don't ask somebody to pray for you or to pray over you when you don't know what they do with their life. You have direct access to God. You don't need a prophet. You don't need a prophetess. You don't need a bishop. You don't need a pastor. You don't need a prayer warrior, because God knows that people live different in the dark than they do in the light. So God has given you a direct line of communication to him that says, call on me when you need me. So I said, Lord, I need you. And I need you to help me with this program. And Lord, after this summer, Lord, we need an invite from EYBL. That's the Nike circuit. So these young men can play on the highest stage after they done sold their time and they heart to my program this summer. So if you know somebody that work with EYBL and they high up, tell them about me. Because they need this program on EYBL, because we doing something that no other EYBL program is doing. We doing something that no other AAU program in the country is doing. There's not an AAU program in the country, travel sports program, that's helping their players do a LLC, a nonprofit, get a laptop, do a brand, do a clothing line, do a turkey giveaway or a backpack drive. There's not another travel ball club in any sport in the country doing what we doing. I'm coming to shake it up. I'm coming to set a new standard, to let these adults know it is time out for y'all living through these kids and using these kids and milking these kids and burning out these kids and taking from these kids and not giving back. It's time out for it. It is time out for y'all doing that to these kids. It's time to build these kids, to change these kids' life. We gotta sow what we want to grow. We gotta sow where we want to grow. So if this program don't exist for your kids' travel sports team, or your kids, daycare or whatever it is, after school program, then hopefully one day I could bring it to your city. Or you could be the director of it in your city. And hopefully we could start, one day we could raise enough money to where we raising the amount of money that FEMA and them raising. If you are a grant writer, I need you. Now we can't really get approved for a lot of grants right now because it's under 12 months old. So, but once we cross that 12 months, I need grant writers. Even if you just know how to write, if you know how to do a proposal, you can learn how to do a grant proposal. I need you. I need all volunteers on deck. Send me an email, tony@tgfamily.org. tony@tgfamily.org. That's my non-profit. Hey, we need all hands on deck because one city at a time, we're going to change the world. They might listen because of it's going to be so many. We're not discriminating now. You could be white. You could be any color. But it's because it's going to be so many black and brown kids getting financial literacy, learning about finances, learning about how the world works, about how the system works. They might try to kill me. God forbid, but I'm putting it out there. And when I say that, I'm saying it's going to be, because this going to upend. It's going to upend some things because you're going to have people that look like me going into the top 1% in America. And that's going to scare some people. And they're going to say, hold on now. Whoa, let's find something on this man. Let's find something. And I'm telling you what they will not find. They won't find no debauchery. They won't find no debauchery now. They might find ignorance of the law. Oh, Tony, you forgot to file this right here. Or you overpaid on your taxes. Or, oh, you was late filing this right here report or that report. They might find ignorance in an area, but they're not going to find immorality. They're not going to find iniquity. They're not going to find debauchery. In the name of Jesus. Pray my strength in the Lord. Because they're going to be looking. Because when they went to looking at MLK, boy, they found all kind of stuff. I'm reading the book right now. They found all kind of stuff. All kind of debauchery. God forbid. God refuse. Lord be with me. Keep me. See, I want to set a new standard of manhood. I want to raise real men. I want to raise bold, confident, strong men. Men who are faithful. Men who are vigilant, diligent, dedicated, committed, focused, sacrificial, righteous. That's what I want the standard to be. So I'm going to be working on a program, and see, the more and more grants that we get, the more and more support that we get, the more and more time it's going to buy me to be able to focus and dedicate to the program, because I want to create a curriculum for every single mother raising boys, and even single fathers, and even parents who raising boys that they just can't seem to reach. I want an online curriculum teaching programs that y'all have to sit and make your son watch. But once he watch it, and once he see my story and my video and do my documentary, and he see my team and he see my docu-series, he gonna want to watch it. You're not gonna have to force him to watch it. He gonna want to watch it, go through the courses. And I can't teach everything because I don't know everything, but I have the resources to bring in the people who do know what I don't know, and it'll be a full academy. And yes, I know girls need this too, but I'm not a woman, so I can't do everything. I'm not a woman. God might be calling you. You, under the sound of my voice, sister, might be the woman that God is calling to start the program like this for girls. I also don't really want to work with girls just because of the dynamic of men with girls, men with women. So our girls program, it's going to be ran by women. And it's also going to be ran by certain types of women. It ain't going to be every type of woman. I am going to use discretion. You could call it judgmental if you want to. I'm finna judge you. I'm judging you. No, You got a Jezebel spirit. You will not work with the girls group. Jezebel. Nope. Can't do it. So listen, we building this thing here now. And we finna get going. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I'm hoping that I can inspire you and encourage you to start yours in your city. And to God be the glory. And shout out to the sister, because I gave an example on here about what you could do in your city for this little bit of money. And the sister came back and she commented and she said, Tony, thank you so much for what you said on your video. Me and my girls got together and we fed the city. We bought a bunch of Hungry Howie's pizzas or whatever, Little Caesars pizzas, and we sat up and we gave out them pizzas. And we fed people. Because what I was saying is, like, I was saying, if you make $3,000 a month and you take 10%, that's $300. You can take that $300 and $300 will get you about 60 pizzas, 60 large pizzas from Hungry Howie's or Little Caesars. Them pizzas will serve, you got 60 pizzas, each pizza will serve 8 to 10 people. Because it'd be, like 10 slices, might even be 12 slices. So imagine setting up somewhere at the church or at a school or at wherever, and you giving out this here food. But well, you know what you could do with this food, with this pizza? You also can hand out the little Bible. You also can hand out, or you can hand out a pamphlet, HIV AIDS awareness, a pamphlet, financial literacy pamphlet. You also could hand out a flyer that's inviting them to come back to the library or the community center for your free educational event. You could go get your insurance license and then sign up every single one of these people who get this free slice of pizza, sign them up for the Obamacare, which is free to them if they make under $40,000 a year, the insurance man told me. And you get $20 a month per person. So what is 6 times 2? It's 12. So what's 60? What's 600 people times $20 a month? If you got your insurance license and you start giving out this pizza, and every single person, you hand them a pamphlet and say, do you have health insurance? And they say no. And then you get them qualified for free health insurance and you sign them up and you getting $20 a month. You helping them and it's helping you. And you did that over the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. You did that over a piece of pizza. You done changed somebody's life with a piece of pizza. You got the time and the energy, you can go home and make the pizza. It might cost you more to make it though. So you see what I'm saying? Then you start your nonprofit. You raise some funds from your friends and family. Now you're a 501c3. So you meet the owner of the Hungry Howie's franchise and you say, hey, will you donate X amount of pizzas for a tax write-off? This is how we mobilize and empower our community. It is time to stop sitting on your thumbs. And it's time to activate and to work. It's time to activate and work. It is time to grind. It's time. So this is what I want you to realize and understand. That we got to get going. We got to make this thing here happen. We got to make this thing here happen. Activate in your city this year. Do something. And that just was a random idea, but I want you to just lay down tonight and just, with no TV, no radio, I just want you to think for 30 minutes straight. I want you to go in your head, be in your mind, and I want you to think of an idea. that you could raise money for, or that you can do this year by yourself or with a couple friends that will be empowering to a certain demographic in your city? So for me, I'm working with these teenage boys. They 15 and 16 years old. That's who I'm working with. And I'm gonna impact their life and try to change their life. And yes, they're gonna get blessings. They're gonna get a little bit of spoiling in the sense of they're gonna have clothes and shoes and jewelry. They're gonna get those things as well. It ain't just gonna be all boring preaching to them all the time. But it's gonna come from a good place and a place of righteous teaching, so that they're gonna be like, the association is totally different than it coming from drug money, than it coming from the OG dope boy in the community, because those guys gonna try to get around them too. The scammers gonna try to get around them too, because they see that they could go to the league. So the scammers gonna try to put money in their pocket. The dope boys gonna try to put money in their pocket. But when they got clean money in front of them, they gonna be like, you know what? Why would I mess with dirty money and get tied up with a dope boy or a scammer that could land me in prison one day, when I got these positive, legal millionaires right here in my face? That's what these young men gonna see. And that's what we finna bring. And guess what? The men who come in faking, pump faking, and they come and do harm with these young men, they on the P. Diddy stuff, we gonna burn them at the stake. We're gonna burn them at the stake. And I say that figuratively. If you know what I mean. It ain't gonna be no games played. And man who come in playing with these kids gonna wish he was dead. Cause by the time I get done with his name, and by the time I get done, he gonna be under the prison. You hear me? We ain't playing no games. We ain't playing no game. And guess what? I don't want a single dime from these boys. When they get their name, image, and likeness money, which for some of them it's gonna be in the millions when they go to college, I don't want a single dime from these boys. I know the Lord gonna touch some of their heart to make a donation to the foundation, cause they gonna have experienced what it does. They're gonna have experienced exactly what it does for a young man's life. And that's where I want them to give back. That's where I want them to see. But I'm not gonna be on paper getting 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, none of that. I don't want a dime from them. So I want you to realize and understand this. We're gonna set this up. And I want you to set yours up. I want you to identify what you can do in your community. And I want you to make it happen. Start working on it and make it happen. Now, I'm in the Sprinter, and my homeboy coming back from Barbados tonight, him and his wife and mom and kids. And I gotta pick them up, and he texts me, so I need to get on off of here and see what time they landed. Cause I got to come back out. It's 9:50 p.m. and I'm about to be home in about 10-20 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to come back out in a couple hours to pick them up and drive them an hour, drop them off, and then drive back another hour to the house. No, drive them 30 minutes, then come back an hour to the house. So it'll be late when I get in. But I'm gonna get the January 2nd video released for y'all in the middle of the night while you sleeping, unless you work overnight. Then it'll be released for you, so it'll be ready, because I'm gonna have them ready before 6 a.m. every day. And listen, the stuff that in these videos is simple stuff. The message, the lesson is simple. It's the work, it's the prompts, it's you getting in your journal or your notebook. That's where all of the beauty gonna happen. It's the work that you do, not the work that I do. Me shooting the video is my work. It's the work you do that's gonna pay off. So this year, we're not just doing, somebody said the day, Tony, I ain't know what this Pop the Balloon series review was gonna be by, so I was ignoring it. Listen to me. Do not ignore a single video on this channel. That is arrogance, and that is ignorance. And we are crucifying our arrogance, and we crucifying our ignorance. Every single video on this channel is a do not miss video. Every single video is gonna add something to your life. I do not waste my breath. I do not waste my time. My goal is to change your life. And when I have, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Just because I don't want you to miss it. There's gonna be certain videos that might have a no title. It might be untitled. I might do another title that say the sky is yellow to throw off the spectators and the people who did not watch this video. So you're gonna see in a few days how many people watch this video. Not everybody that watched this video got to this point. If you got to this point, I'm finna give you a secret. Throughout this year, as God blesses me, I'm gonna drop random blessings in videos. You don't know which one, it's not gonna say it. And the random blessings is gonna be in the form of like business grants. So another program of my nonprofit. So not every dollar that I raise is gonna go to the program, because the boys program not gonna need every dollar. But another program is the business grant program, to where people will get grants in the minimum of $500. Because with $500 you can form your LLC, or you can incorporate your nonprofit and have some left over. But with $500, I can show you how to incorporate your company, build your website, create your logo, get your first batch of business cards. All of that right there for $500, unless you live in California. Y'all incorporation price is a bit different. Police was beside me and here, Mills on this here phone. And so, I say that to say, it's gonna be a minimum of $500. I'm believing God that we'll be able to get all the way up to a $10,000 or $15,000 business grant. I'm believing God. I'm believing God. And see, this is the thing, and this is why I say so where you want to grow, because what I mean by this is, see, the churches don't even do this. The churches don't even do business grants. With all the money that they beg for on Sunday, or Saturday, because some of y'all are 7-day Adventists. On Saturday or Sunday, with all the money that they beg for, have you ever seen a business grant gave out? Now, the pastors who watching this, watch you finna see business grant for the church on Instagram. Yeah, we do a business grant. Oh, I see you let me know you watch my video. I ain't seen now church do a business grant. And you know if they do a business grant, they gonna talk about it. They're gonna share it. But I'm believing God. And what I mean when they say so where you want to grow, a lot of people say that and they manipulating you. But here's what I mean by that. What I mean by that is, you might only have $1 to give. Y'all gotta forgive me because the AC blowing in the phone. You might only have $1 to give. But what if 20,000 people gave $1? So now that's $20,000. So if the business grant is $1,000, that's 20 businesses that was able to get the grant, but you only donated $1. And you applied for the grant, you filled out the proposal and applied for the grant, and your company had an opportunity to win the grant. Now see, everything I do, I'm gonna show receipts, because I know the brother out here, Dr. such and such, who been raising money for the school forever, and I don't know if we've seen that school yet. And so everything I do, I'm gonna show receipts. So when we get to the point to where we can do the business grants, not only am I going to give the companies the grant, no matter how small it is, I'm going to interview them on the channel. So that way you see the grant recipients. Now, but here's what I want you to understand. You got to do stuff from the right place. So never give expecting to receive. This is not the lotto. And that's the thing that the churches have been manipulating people, is they making you think that tithes and offering is like a compound interest ATM. Like, they make you think that if you give money to that church, you automatically going to get a return of 10x, 100x, or 1,000x. And that ain't how that works. Because God know your heart. So you're not a cheerful giver. You're a greedy giver. You're a manipulative giver. So if you give to get, and then if you don't get, you say, well, I'm not giving no more because I didn't get, then you never gave in the first place. And see, that's where the churches manipulate. A lot of churches manipulate. And when I say church, I don't mean every church. But they 501c3s too. But that's where they manipulate a lot of times, and they guilt people to give. Because they say give and you about to get $1 million blessing. Give and you gonna get $100,000 blessing. Give and you gonna get 100x blessing. Give and your business gonna sell out this year. Your business gonna get acquired for millions this year. Give, and they make all of these false promises. They showed Pastor John Gray doing that. They showed Pastor William Murphy III doing that. They showed all kind of pastors doing that. Jamal Bryant Butt doing that. They showed all kind of on YouTube. They got all kind of pastors. They got the prophets, Juanita Bynum, Brian Carn, Keon Henderson. They showed all these pastors on these different channels. And I be watching it because the Lord be sending me a warning shot to say, hey, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't manipulate people into believing that if they start their LLC, they automatically gonna be a millionaire. Or if they buy your course, they automatically gonna. That's why I don't sell lifestyle. That's why you don't see me posting pictures with my cars on Instagram. That's why you don't see me selling lifestyle. Because I don't want you to think that because you spend $25 on a course that you finna earn the same amount of money I'm gonna earn this year. Because I'm grinding. I work round the clock. Like, I dream daily. I create daily. I launch daily. I got 1 million companies. So I don't want to make nobody think that just because they took my course or just because they donated to my foundation, they finna automatically be earning what I'm earning, because it ain't many people gonna put in the amount of work that I put in. Like, you see me for 1 hour, maybe 2 hours a day. It's another 22 or 23 hours in that day. A lot of times I'm dreaming and working 19 of them, 16 of them, 18 of them. Outside of the hours I give to my family, I'm in my purpose. I'm focused on my purpose. I'm grinding. I ain't playing no game. Like, I ain't waiting on nothing. I ain't waiting on nobody. I'm grinding. I'm going to get it. So I want you to understand that. And I want you to be inspired. Don't sit on here and let my confidence offend your insecurity. That's me and Deion Sanders quote. Don't do that now. Don't get on here and be like, oh, Tony don't do nothing but brag. Tony don't do nothing but tell you about himself. I just use myself as an example. But I want you to be motivated and inspired. Pop your thumb out that booty and go on get to work. Go on grind. Go on step into your purpose. And I'm going to tell you, start small. Start small. You might only could afford one box of pizza. Guess what? Get some plates, you get some gloves, and you bless them 8 to 10 kids. that's walking through that neighborhood, the first 10 kids you see, hey y'all, get your little polo, have your logo on there. Hey y'all, I'm such and such from such and such Foundation Incorporated, and we feed on Wednesdays. Y'all want a slice of pizza? The ones who turn it down, they got food at the house, so they think you trying to poison them. The ones who ain't think about that poison, they ain't got nothing to eat at that house. They finna tear that pizza up. Guess what? Somebody gonna see you, and they gonna say, "Oh, what are you doing? Oh, how do you do that? Oh, why do you do that? Oh, you do that? Okay, well, you know what? How can I help? You only do one box? Well, next week I want to match you. I want to do a box, and I'm gonna tell my neighbor and see if he'll do a box or she'll do a box. Next thing you know, you done got 10 people out your apartment complex or out your neighborhood that's doing a box. And now you say, okay, I got them hooked. Every Wednesday is pizza day. People coming to get that pizza, Wacky Wednesday. So now I'm finna create a proposal. I'm gonna see if Hungry Howard's will sponsor us. I'm gonna see if they'll do 20% off, 30% off, 50% off. You might meet the owner, they do 100% off. One day out the month. Can't do it every week. They might do it one day. You never know. The owner might be a billionaire. He might do, because you the only person with that program, and he say, I'm not gonna do this for no other program in the city, but because you the first person I see doing this, I'm finna sponsor your pizzas. X amount of boxes. Because think about it. If they sell a large pizza for $6, that means it costs $2 to make. So if they give you 10 boxes of pizza, they just gave you $20. I need you to understand that. At the minimum, you paying a 300% markup when you buy something. Maybe 150% markup, 100% markup. So they giving you $20 if they give you 10 free pizzas. Now you can't go in there and tell them that now, because now you entitled. Now you begging. So let them make money off for you. They might make money off for you a whole year, but you build a rapport with them, and then God gonna show favor. So be willing to put your money where your mouth is. Don't just go out begging now. It's just like right now. How many years you been on this YouTube, and when have you ever seen me with a nonprofit donation link? I've been serving. I've been giving. So now, this is my give back to the community. But what I'm asking adults who don't have their own movement or ministry yet, that they have to give all of their funds to join me in mine. So until you birth yours. And when you birth yours, I ain't mad at you. Go right ahead. Don't, you ain't got to look a dollar my way, because you got your own thing and you're doing you. And then we're gonna set up another program, is the foundation program, where we're gonna be giving donations to other foundations. That's gonna be about phase 3 or 4 though, because we gotta activate and be active first and be impactful first at home on our level, and then we're gonna have a certain set of funds. Because when God go to doing his thing, and when he see that, when I show and prove God that I'm a faithful servant, and that I'm gonna be diligent and a good steward over this here, these programs, God, I believe God gonna get us to the point to where we're raising 10 million a year. And at that point, we might get to 100 million. They might have me sitting at that DC right next to FEMA. They might be like, this Tony Gaskins Family Foundation doing much as FEMA doing. He doing much as Red Cross doing. We finna put his foundation finna be national like FEMA and Red Cross. To God be the glory. Christian base. But I want to encourage you to do the same, because it's enough room for us all. Because you could help your city, then you could help your county, then you could help your state. Then we could change the world, one person at a time. And that's what this channel about. And hopefully they don't get too mad about it. Hopefully they don't hear about it. Hopefully we quietly be changing the world. They don't even realize it, so that I could live. And they don't try to take me out like MLK and Malcolm X. Hey, This Tony Gaston, God bless you. Keep your head up. Keep going. I done made it home. Get in here real quick. Upload this here video. Upload my other video and all that. And get ready to leave in an hour or so. Go get my homeboy. But God bless you. Keep your head up. I'll see you tomorrow.